In this video, I'm going to introduce an activity that you could use to help you think about choosing priorities for your church or circuit. It's called Eggs in Baskets. Here's an example of a Methodist church. It's made up, but it's plausible. Wesley Methodist is a small rural chapel with 15 members and about 25 people who attend worship at least once a month. It's situated in a village popular with retired people. It's generally an affluent village with high property prices, but there are pockets of poverty which often go unseen. Transport links are unreliable. Try to hold in mind this description of the village. Wesley Methodist Church has been undergoing a mission planning process, and they've come up with a number of dreams for their church. They now need to listen to God together in order to discern which dream or dreams God would have them focus on. One idea is for a satellite food bank. This is for people who might struggle to get to the nearest town to access food. Someone else has come up with the idea for a messy church to share the gospel with children and families. The idea of a daytime coffee club for older people has also been suggested. One person thinks a debt advice centre is much needed. Someone else believes that a mental health support group is really important. And finally, someone thinks that the church should be running an Alpha course. Now imagine that Wesley Methodist Church has 12 eggs, representing the total amount of time, money, energy, and capacity that the church has for mission. They have to decide how many eggs to put in each basket. Where do you think their eggs should go? They could decide to put 2 eggs in each basket. They could decide that all of these are great ideas. And of course, these are all very valuable mission enterprises, really valuable activities. The satellite food bank and the debt advice centre would be ways of supporting people living in poverty. The mental health support group and the daytime coffee club could both be really great ways of overcoming isolation and improving people's well-being. The messy church could be a great way of sharing faith with families with young children. And the Alpha course would be a great way of sharing faith with adults. None of these are bad ideas, but the reality is that putting 2 eggs in each basket is probably going to be stretching the church too thinly. It's a relatively small church, 15 members, possibly a few more additional people that might be able to give their time out of the 25 that worship regularly. But if the church congregation is relatively elderly, not everyone is going to be able to give significant time and energy to these activities. It's probably better to choose just 1 or maybe 2 at the most. In choosing priorities, church members need to be asking themselves not which dream is my pet project or what do I think the church should be focusing on, but what is God saying to us? What has God been saying through our community audit? What is God saying to us through the resources and the skills we have as a church? Which dream or dreams is God's Spirit prompting us to focus on right now? Which would you choose? Into which baskets would you put the eggs?